Welcome to Health Coach for Women. Intentional living for more happiness and fulfillment in your everyday life with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. Join Marsha as she shares her own personal wellness journey, as well as stories from our guests that will enlighten and inspire you to move towards better health and happiness. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
So our next guest is Nakiyah Tate, and she is an author and also a life coach. So I want to introduce my guest, Nakiyah Tate, to the show. Welcome, Nakiyah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, can you first please tell us, I know that you are an author, but what is the title of your book and what is the book about?
So my first book is called The Measures of Hate and Love. It's a poetry book about my life growing up. When I went through things, I wrote about it. That was my way out. That was my way of coping. That was my way of, relieving stress and all that. So my first book is a poetry book just about, different things that transpired in my life from age 12 to, when I was in college and a little bit after college. And then my second book is called Nominate the Queen, but I have an ebook that piggyback off of it. Is called I forget what it's called. I just wrote out.
Listen, that's okay. It's so funny. And one it's so funny that these things happen, right? So even people things forget the words of their own song. It happens.
Yes.
So yeah, it's quite all right. It's no problem. But I'll make sure that all those links, that you'll send that over, and we'll have that posted so people can be able to link up to get that information from you. So tell me, I know that you're a life coach, but what is it? Who is your target audience? Who do you help? Who do you serve?
So I help burnt out moms who, are desiring more in life. They want to strive for more, want change. They're just frustrated with, being underemployed and just, they have dreams, but they don't know how to reach their dreams or reach their goals. So I want to help them break through the barriers that are holding them from moving forward, that are hindering them, or, it might be mind blocks or, negative thinking or things like that might be putting them at a standstill where they're frustrated, but they want more out of life.
Right. Definitely. So what would you say, did you struggle with, would you say that you struggled with confidence growing up, and how did that affect you growing up?
So me, with confidence, I struggle with confidence, low self-esteem, lack of self-love, all that. So, if you have low self-esteem, you don't have confidence. And if you have, lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, then you don't have that self-love. So it took me a long time to really distinguish, what confidence was, what self-esteem was, what self-love was, because I was so used to hearing people saying, oh, you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that. Oh, you can't do that. But then I had to step back and outside of myself and say, I'm better than what they're saying. I can't keep thinking that I'm this, because there's more to my life than what they're saying, or it's more to me than what they're making me seem like, I am. So I had to really take that step back and look at myself from the inside out and say, this is not who I am, but this is where I'm going, and this is who I'm supposed to be. So not listening to other people allow me to really focus on building my confidence and just looking at myself in the mirror, because for a long time, I struggled with, just telling myself that I'm ugly, just, looking at myself in the mirror and saying, you're ugly, and just talking negative about myself and saying that I don't have the confidence to speak up for myself. Like I held things in all the time. So just, letting that fear go, letting that, that negative mindset go, and just letting that, that burden that was on my shoulder go to allow me to boost my confidence and my self-esteem.
Yeah, I definitely understand. And so what would you say was a turning point for you that developed your confidence?
The turning point for me was when I had my kids. Like, I knew that they loved me more than I loved myself. So when they got older enough, because right now they're 9 and 4. So when they started saying, "Mommy, I love you," it just touched my heart. And it's just like, wow, somebody loves me. I'm worthy enough to be loved, like, they say it a lot. So just having that confidence to say, okay, I have people looking up to me. I have people, little people saying, looking at me, like when they get on Zoom for school, they want to put on nice clothes. They want to do this. So it actually helped me build up my confidence through my kids, just watching them watch me, and it's just like, wow, I have something to look forward to. I have, motivation, because they're like my motivation now. And it's like, I just feel like a whole new person because I'm able to stand up I'm able to stand up to people. I'm able to say no now. Like, saying no was a heartbreaker for me. Like, saying no to people was just, it hardened my heart because I was always yes, 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 yes. It was never no, I can't. Not this time. But just learning to put myself first, building that confidence up to say no, I can't do it. I'm thinking about me first. I'm thinking about my children first. Like, that right there just said enough was enough. I have to think about myself and my children.
Right. And so you just said you decided to say yes to yourself.
Yes.
Well, that's great. That is really great. So would it be fair to say that confidence building is a form of self-love?
Yes, it is. Confidence, having that self-love, you have to have that confidence to have love, just the love within yourself. So, just looking at yourself in the mirror, even on video, sometimes, like, as a coach, me being on video was like, oh my gosh, self-image was like, ugh, I don't want to be on there. I don't like my voice. I don't like the way I look. I this, that. But then it was like, as you do it more and more and more, you get confident in who you are. Then you start loving the fact that you can speak out and you're able to touch other people. Then people start you start opening up because people are like, oh, you did a good job. And you not even know it. You just being authentic. You're being yourself. So that self-love comes with confidence. It builds your self-confidence to say, I love myself enough to stand in front of people, to help other people, to do, this for other people, to, do this for myself.
Right. Yeah, totally. I totally agree with you on that. And so what advice would you say with someone who's having a hard time, building that confidence and really loving themselves? And because we know we are our worst critic and we judge ourselves harshly. So what advice would you give them, and what steps would you say that they would need to take in order to build that confidence?
So the advice I would give somebody who's struggling with confidence, self-love, self-esteem, I would just tell them that you are enough. You're more than enough. You are a queen. You are worthy to do whatever your heart desire. You are worthy to be you. So, with me, I take my clients through the confidence formula. It's, 3 things that you need to build confidence. You got to face your fears head on. You got to face those fears because that blocks you from doing anything. I struggle with fear. I struggle with, allowing myself to become free, to actually open up to say, I want to be a life coach. Like, I wanted to do it for so long. I put it on the back burner. I was afraid of change. I was afraid of this. So, and then the second one is building that courage within you. You got to become brave enough to say, okay, I'm going to kick that fear aside. I'm going to kick that anxiety. I'm going to kick that depression. I'm going to kick those things out of the window so that way I can build my courage to walk into who I'm becoming. So then the third step is becoming an action taker. You know, you have to have the action behind building that confidence. You know, confidence is taking action into something that you want to do, taking action into something that you're thinking. You know, you can say, oh, I have the confidence to do that. But if the fear is in the way, then you don't have the action behind it because you still have that fear. You still have that blockage, that wall is still up for you to grow. So, you know, just facing your fears, gaining that courage within and becoming an action taker. That's my confidence formula.
Definitely. And I agree with you on that 100%. And so even when we are afraid to do something, doing something new and different, it can be a little scary. It can be challenging because it's something we've never done before. So that's a natural feeling. So I would tell anyone also, if you're feeling that way, do it anyway. Do it scared. You know, just do it.
Take
you know,
the risk.
do it. Don't be afraid. Don't sit on the sidelines and wondering what if, right? Because what if doesn't get you anywhere. A dream is a dream. It will only remain a dream if you don't do anything with it. So you have to take that dream, that vision that you have, and be willing to do it, even with the fear, and do it with the confidence, even though you may not have it 100%, right? Because when I first started doing videos, and I'm sure you could relate also, Nakiyah, that when you first started doing videos, you wasn't maybe 100% confident, you know, but you did it anyway. You did it anyway. And as the more you do it, you build that confidence within yourself. And sometimes you'll talk, like you'll be speaking, and, you know, and to yourself, you may think you're nervous and it's showing. It may show and it may not show, but then somebody else will look at it like you said, oh, you did such a great job. Oh, you were fine. You didn't look nervous at all, you know? So you just have to be willing to do on what is required for you to level up, to go to the next level. And confidence, and I would say confidence is definitely a part of that self-love. It's definitely a part of growing and learning and evolving into this greater version of yourself. So I agree with you on that 100%. So the next thing I wanted to find out from you now, let's move on to, like, we know that self-love is related to self-care. Right. So how would you say that confidence and self-care interact with each other and they work together, you know, as far as building your confidence?
So self-care, you know, I always look at it as, how can I help somebody if I'm not taking care of myself? So how can I be bold enough to step into who I'm becoming if I can't take care of myself? So building that confidence to have that self-care portion of, you know, saying, I'm going to relax today. I'm not going to put too much on me than I can bear. Or, you know, just, I'm not going to take on too much that I can't handle. So just building that confidence to allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to take care of yourself. That self-care portion is important because, you know, you can't build your confidence. You can't build on self-esteem. You can't build self-love if you don't have self-care, you know, taking care of yourself. So self-love, self-care, it all ties into, you know, just having confidence to grow.
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, we do that, you know, where we're so busy. And I've said this over and over again because it's what happens over and over again with moms, that we're always trying to be that nurturer and that caregiver for everyone else, especially with our children. You know, I remember that as well. Like, I wouldn't even buy myself clothes. You know, I would be like, no, the kids, I got to get the kids first. You know, I have to take care of the kids. I wouldn't do for myself because it was all about what my children needed. And I can say, and someone else will say that they agree with that. And yeah, we do that. But it's okay to say, okay, I'm going to take this and set this aside to do this for me. I'm going to have a spa day for me. And there should be no guilt in that whatsoever.
No guilt.
Right. Definitely can. It's like the gas tank when you're running out of gas. You know, that light comes on. Hey, it's time to gas up. You know, you cannot have that energy and that fuel to really provide and give into your children and others when you're on E. You are on burnout, so you have to take that moment for self-care. Do something for yourself, whether it's go getting your nails done, whether it's getting a pedicure or having a spa day, or just having a moment where you can just sit in a tub, or take a bubble bath and relax, a timeout for yourself. And you can fit that in. Some people always say, the main thing, what I notice that comes up a lot is, well, I don't have enough time. There's just not enough time in a day. Okay, well, now some of you may be home, so you have more than enough time. And you say that the kids, I got to help them with the online, the virtual learning. That's not all day, right? So you have to come up with setting a schedule, right? So maybe you need to wake up maybe 30 minutes before the kids actually get up. So let's say the kids normally will wake up at 7:30. Well, maybe you need to wake up at 7 so you can have that time to start your day. I remember when I was taking care of my mom, I had to find my own ritual, right? So I would get up and make the first 30 to 45 minutes all about me before I got started, with my mom. I did that. I made sure it was all about me. I got up. I listened to my meditation. I did my stretching, my yoga, I prayed and, I did all of those things. And what I felt, that helped me so much because I found myself going back, losing me again. And so I had to do that. I was like, it helped me to start my day. It's like a reboot. It's like a real reboot to just have that first moment to yourself to get up and before you start your day. And it doesn't have to be where you're taking care of your mom or, just before you get up and go to work or deal with the kids. Have that time set aside to yourself for you. You can make the time. If you're not a morning person, maybe you can do it at night when the kids are going to bed. And that's why it's important to have the kids on a schedule, right? So, they go to bed at maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. Okay, so from 9 to 10, that's all you. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do that. So it's really making that time to make the time for yourself to do. If you feel that if your kids are important, you should be just as important, right?
Yes.
So you have to put yourself first when it comes to your self-care because that's important. I'll tell you one thing that, a friend of mine, they told me they had just broke down, and I was like, what? I'm like, what the heck happened? Just total shutdown, broke down, don't know how it happened. That's from all the stress. So it's not something that just happened just like that. Your body is just like the computer. Every now and then you have to reboot it. It starts slowing down when there's too much in the system.
Too much.
You have too many windows open, right? Because here we are, we're doing all of this, that, and the other. Too many browsers are open. What happens? Your computer starts slowing down, right? Or the free, same thing. Your body will let you know when something is going on. Your body is going to tell you. Trust me, it will tell you. So one other thing that I like to get from you now, what would you say, what final thoughts would you have for our audience? And also, what other projects that you have going on that you'd like to share with our listeners today?
Okay. I think confidence is really important. If you struggle with confidence or you struggle with self-love, self-esteem, I think that, I always say one small win at a time, tackle the things that are current right now and that you're thinking about, the things that you're struggling with. Think about those things in small steps if you have to. Think about those things so that you can move to the bigger things in your life that, you want to change or you want to accomplish. So building that confidence is very important, and you don't have to do it alone. I struggle with these things on my own. I did certain things, but I just thank God that I got out of it. Some people don't get out of depression. Some people don't get out of, feeling that anxiety or that lack of self-esteem or self-love. So, we are building a women's empowerment tribe, and, we all are here for each other. So, you don't have to you don't have to go through this on your own. You don't have to struggle on your own. So, just take those 3 steps that I told you, face your fears. If you don't know how to face your fears, then, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, and just tackle that. I wrote a letter to fear, and I wrote letter to fear like I wrote letter to my best friend. I just said, dear fear, you have no place in my heart anymore. And as if it was a person. And I just want you to be encouraged. Write down things that you like. Write down things that you're not satisfied with in your life right now. Just 3 things. You don't have to write a whole book. You just write down 3 things that are, that are really on your heart or on your mind that really bothering you, or things that are, that you want to change. Just write those things down and then pinpoint them and then take that action. How are you going to get those things that you want, or how are you going to accomplish those things that you have on your paper, or how are you going to change those things that you have written down? So those are the things that I would, that I would give advice to. And then I'm working on my launching my 7-day Level Up Your Confidence Challenge. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to launch it in September. So you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Intake Consulting LLC. I have my Facebook group, which is Embracing You. And I'm just so in love with this confidence challenge because it's helping me build my confidence even more. So I am, in the process of building a women empowerment tribe. And I love the fact that, building confidence is like so amazing when you find yourself. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Yes. And I like that. Like when you said that, building confidence is amazing, it helps you to find yourself. And that's so true, and I know a lot of, like right now, a lot of people are still stuck in fear, right? Because they are what's in the media. And I say it all the time. Tune out, take a moment and pause, self-reflect. I say that all the time. If you keep filtering your brain, absorbing all this negativity, how can you feel great? How can you feel confident? How can you feel happy? How can you feel all the good things when you're constantly feeding your brain with such negativity? So you have to filter that stuff out. And a lot of people are struggling right now where they're not working. They're not as fortunate as other people right now, and it is a difficult time. But you have to know that this time is a trying time. And people don't see it. They see it as doom and gloom, but they don't see it as a window of opportunity for themselves. And I wish that people could see that, because it's not all doom and gloom. It's really a window of opportunity to really make something happen, to really take this time to self-reflect and see what it is that you really want and what you're trying to do. So I thank you so much for being a guest on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love when we're able to get together and women supporting one another. I love that. And I love being a part of what you had before, what was the summit, the online series. That was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. And I'm grateful again for you to come on my podcast now and be a guest on my podcast. All of the links will be listed. So again, I thank you so much for being on the show, and I hope you have a great day. And the rest of you all, stay safe, stay positive, and build that confidence. Stay strong, and maybe join her challenge. What's the name of the challenge again?
The 7-day Level Up Your Confidence Challenge.
Okay, you heard it. So you guys join that group to be a part of that and build. If you were struggling with confidence, see Nakiyah Tate. She can help you with that.
Yes, level up.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Health Coach for Women with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Until next time.